completely different from the woman that I was 5 years ago. So let's rewind back to September of 2019. I was in the lowest place of my life. I was a registered nurse, had just quit my nursing career, and I wanted to be an entrepreneur, work for myself, have my own business, and I had no clue how to do it. One day in late August of 2019, I got introduced to a mindset teacher, and his name was Bob Proctor from the movie The Secret. Meeting that man and being introduced to his light and his information changed my entire world. I built a successful 7-figure business in just 7 months. I created a persona, a version of myself who was a millionaire. And I believed wholeheartedly after a few months of self-concept and identity work that I could become the millionaire version of myself. I did $18 million in revenue in under 2 years. Has this last 5 years been all rainbows and sunshine? No, it has not. 2022 was the hardest year of my life since being in this work. I experienced a separation of my marriage, a deterioration of my team, and an emergency lung surgery from all the repressed grief that I didn't allow myself to feel in those moments. But what I can tell you about this contrast, about that year in my life, is that it has prepared me for the woman that is sitting here in front of you today. I've received multiple awards and accolades and trips and accomplishments, but these are not the things that make me so fulfilled. These are not the things that make me so happy. Those things that actually bring me true peace, true love, true joy into my life are the connections that I have with myself and with others, my ability to serve people through this work, and to step into the real version of me that lies within. We have people who have made millions and millions of dollars. We have people who have quantum leaped their life, who have manifested awards and accolades and #1 best-selling books. We have people that are making a significant difference in this world because they're choosing to become an elevated version of them. The biggest thing that I can tell you right now, and the biggest learning from this journey, is please do not underestimate yourself. Please dream bigger and choose grander. And I want to say thank you for joining me, for choosing you, and for allowing me to be the vessel that guides you towards the light that you are being drawn to in this moment. Only love and gratitude, Kathleen.
Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from all around the world. If you watch the chat in the Zoom room, you can see that there's people literally from everywhere in the world. Like, that is so special, that we can get onto a Zoom call no matter what time it is. It's different times. There might actually be someone on this call that is in a different day. They're in like tomorrow. And I think that that's always so funny, because it's just evidence of the fact that like time's not even real. Like, all that really exists is the present moment. And then we try to define what that present moment is by giving it a day, a time, a day of the week, a year. But it's just a present moment. So anyways, super fun. I'm so grateful for all of you to be coming back today, for us to tie a little bow on this training for the next 2 hours, and really talk about a little bit more about money and the energetics of it. I had a lot of beautiful messages from some of you. Some of you were so honest and you were like, Kathleen, you really activated me yesterday. Like, you had me thinking. You said some things that I was like, what? That's crazy. And I love that. That makes me happy. I'm like, good. Because the old ways of thinking will keep you living the same life and having the same experience. So new ways of thinking about money will only change your reality and relationship with money. So if you're being challenged and you're really starting to question and you're becoming curious and you're like, well, what if? That's really good. Very good thing. So I'm super grateful that you guys are making the shifts and all that kind of stuff. So welcome back. The love letters to money, man, they're good. I saw love letters to money come in my DMs on my Facebook post. We had some of them come into the info at email. Instagram, people were tagging me. In our Facebook groups, people were posting their love letters. So this morning I sat with my matcha and was looking through and reading a whole bunch of these beautiful letters. So they're amazing, amazing letters. And like, there's no right or wrong way to do it. It is about healing a relationship in your life that has really not been at its ideal place. And the only way for you to heal the relationship and to design a new one for yourself with money is to love money, to actually have a relationship with it that you're excited about, right? That you're happy with, that you look forward to, that you value, that you appreciate. I titled this training Money Loves Me. And it's like, what? Like, money isn't a thinking, breathing, walking, spiritual essence having a human experience. So how does it love me? And so I don't love that saying. And the reason I don't love it, I didn't elaborate on this yesterday, but I'll elaborate on it today. The reason I don't love the saying is because what's happening is people are using this affirmation of money loves me. I love money. Money loves me. Money comes to find me and all this kind of stuff. And they think that an affirmation alone of saying that is what's going to change your reality. But it's not what you say, it's what you believe. It's what you vibrationally match. There's an invitation to money into your life, and the invitation to money is an energetic signal. It's a vibration, right? So change the energetic signal and vibration and live in abundance and prosperity vibrational state, and then say money loves me. Yeah. But if you're operating in lack and limitation, in fear-based patterning and programming, cringing whenever you have to circulate money, your nervous system clenching like this every time you circulate, and then you're like, money loves me, your body is operating in opposition to that belief, to that affirmation. The real true belief is what your nervous system's doing, right? Your nervous system just does what you believe. It acts upon the belief systems that are in the subconscious mind. So that's why I don't love when we're using the affirmation of it loves me, it loves me, it loves me. And yet we don't actually believe that. So this is why affirmations in and itself, I don't love. They are not like my number one core way of shifting a belief, because having an affirmation actually confirms that you are in the opposition of it. So if I'm sitting here telling you guys and I'm affirming, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and I have to tell myself all day I love myself, what's the truth? I don't love myself and I'm trying to get myself to love myself. So when you are something and it's just the way you are, you don't affirm it anymore. You just exist as it. So I prefer truth statements. You know what? The truth is, and then just to be like, the truth is, and then act in the belief of that truth. Anyways, we'll go a little bit deeper in some of that stuff, but that's why I don't love the money loves me thing. Money comes where it is invited and where people are a vibrational match to bringing it in. Anyways, I'm going to read one of the money letters this morning that I really, really loved. We're going to do a guided visualization. We're going to do a money guided visualization today. And then I'm going to talk about our courses and our programs and how you can get involved and stay and reprogram your subconscious mind. Oh, busy. No. We're going to reprogram our subconscious mind. Hold on. Hey, come here, baby. Come here, baby boos. This is the little munchkin that's barking on our live event. This is Busy, for those that haven't met her yet. She got a haircut. She's the cutest little thing. Isn't she so cute? You're okay, stop barking though, that's not allowed. Okay, we're gonna have her sit with me because she'll be happy now. We're gonna do a guided visualization. We're gonna talk about our courses and our programs and how you can get involved for the next 6 months. And that's what we're gonna do for the next 2 hours. So I got lots to talk about. So let's get with it. First thing we're gonna do is a beautiful prayer. I just don't wanna do it while she's barking. So we're gonna do a beautiful prayer. Please put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, sit comfortable and relaxed. And we are going to have a moment of thankfulness. Thank you, God, for this present moment. Thank you, God, for this live event, for all these beautiful souls that have come together to advance themselves and their wealth status in their life. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the guidance. And thank you for the experience to know that abundance is our birthright. We are meant to be abundant. We are meant to be prosperous, and we are meant to have it all. Amen. Okay, Busy, you did good. You only had one little bark in the prayer. Was that your amen bark? Oh my gosh. She brings out the motherly vibes in me again. My girls are 12 and 4, so they don't require the same level of like motherly attention as they used to. But she's really bringing it back out. Yeah, she's so special. I just love her. Anyways, okay, I want to read a love letter to money. Okay, so I was reading them this morning and I found one that I loved so much. I thought was so special and beautiful. So I want to read it out loud. I screenshotted it. Here it is. Okay, so if you haven't written your love letter to money, grab some inspiration from this one that I'm going to read you right now. And if you did and you feel like you want to rewrite it, go right ahead. But I would just trust that it was done and written in the way that you're meant to. So this is by Cindy Cipher, I think, if I'm saying it properly. My dear money, how strange and wondrous it is, the way you move through my life, quiet as breath, invisible as wind, yet capable of altering the entire architecture of a day. I am grateful for you, for the doors you open and the weight you lift. Because of you, I can run my business with steadiness, keep a home warm against the winter, choose clothes that make me feel like the truest version of myself. You help me feed my family, help me help others, help me keep a car humming along the roads that carry me towards the future. I aspire to more of you, not out of greed, but out of longing for freedom. The kind of freedom from stress loosens its grip, where worry dissolves like morning fog, where choices expand instead of contract. With more of you, I could soften the edges of my parents' lives, ease the burdens that come with financial struggle, give my employees the kind of pay that reflects their worth. I could help my son build whatever he dreams, watch him rise without the drag of scarcity. With you, I could gather my family and carry them across the oceans to places where the air tastes like possibility. The days feel stitched with wonder. I could care for my pets with the gentleness they deserve, offering them comfort without hesitation. Money, you are not my master nor my measure. You are a tool, a current, a shimmering thread woven through the fabric of my days. But I love you for what you allow me to create: stability, generosity, adventure, ease. I love you for the way you lift others as I climb. I love you for the way you make room for beauty. And I welcome more of you, gratefully, intentionally, with the hope that together we can build a life that feels spacious and bright. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. Can you come get Busy? She keeps barking at somebody out front. Thank you, honey. Thank you. So that letter was so beautiful. There was two components in that letter that I want to really pay attention to. So there was the loving component of thanking money for all the ways in which it has already served us, helped us, the things that it already does for us in our lives. And then there was a beautiful sentiment towards the desire for wanting more of it, for receivership, saying it's okay to want more money. These are all the reasons why I want more, and these are all the ways in which my life can expand and be better, and these are all the ways I'm going to help other people by receiving more money. It was beautifully written. Beautifully written. It does say on the bottom, written by me with the help of AI. Do what you got to do. Use that AI. But the important thing, right, is that you're able to now have something that you could read every single day, that you can have in your back pocket, that you can refer back to anytime things tighten up when it comes to money. Anytime it feels like there's this grip that money has upon you, you can go back and you can read your letter and really, really help yourself move back into the gratefulness, the thankfulness, the value, and the appreciation for this beautiful resource that we desire to have more of in our lives. Make sense? Okay, love it. So love letters to money are powerful. You can also use letters to anyone in your life. Okay, so if you want any relationship in your life to improve, write a letter to that person of thankfulness and gratefulness, and it will shift your vibration. And let me tell you too, you do not even have to send that letter to them. They will know, they will feel it. Because energetically, thoughts transmit and they transmute, right? They penetrate through everything. Thought energy is very, very powerful and magical. So when you do an exercise like this about a person, they feel that from no matter where they are in the world. They feel the love. They might not know where it's coming from, but they will energetically feel the love. So just a little aside, that's an exercise you can use for anything in your life to improve it and to make it better. Okay? Okay, so we talked about two things yesterday: believing that money is a spiritual idea, and then really to reprogram your beliefs around money and what you believe, and like your history with money, and like, why do I think this? Why do I believe that? What would be the better beliefs for me to have, right? But the third thing, and this is what is so important, and when I say that we send out a signal or an invitation to money back into our lives, what I mean is being a vibrational match to wealth, not being a vibrational match to poverty or lack and limitation. So we are energetic beings that are transmitting a signal every single day, right? So we're sending out messages out into the world because we live in an energetic world. Everything is made of energy. And so we have, as humans, given words to describe our energetic state. So we say that we are happy to describe an energy that is oscillating on a higher, faster way, right? So happy is oscillating higher and faster. Sad is lower and slower. Disappointed, lower and slower. Shame and guilt, lower and slower, right? So these are all low frequency vibrations versus higher frequency vibrations, which are love, right? Peace, joy, bliss, happiness. Those are up higher, right? So we understand now, and physics will tell you this, that like attracts like. So an energy that is transmitted out will call to it, attract back to it, a frequency that matches that frequency, right? So if I'm overall a very sad person and then I start dating, I'm likely to call in another sad person that has similar tendencies as to myself, right? And it's the same thing too in your business. The type of people that you're going to call in and bring into your business are going to be similar to you. They're going to be a reflection of you, right? So we want to make sure that we are really sending out the vibration that calls in what we want to call in. Alicia's asking about ethics, integrity. Ethics and integrity are really different and interesting words, same as morality, because they're not so much an emotion or a feeling, but they're more about measuring up to a standard that society has. So society has values, it has morals, it has ethics, communities have different ones. And it's like, which morals are you going to have and which ethics are you going to stand up to and all that kind of stuff. So it has a lot to do with kind of where you're from and what you've learned and what you think right and wrong is. And like, is there right and wrong? No, there's no right and wrong. There's no good or bad. There's no up or down. There's no high or low. There just is. Everything just is. And we give it a value based on what we've learned and where we live and what kind of life we want to live as, right? But one of the energies that is on the frequency scale, that is one of the most potent, powerful vibrational states, is authenticity, right? Authenticity, one of the most magnetic, powerful emotions that you can be emitting out. So how is behaving authentically and being your authentic self an emotion? Because it's you, you behaving in integrity with yourself. I'm losing my voice a little bit today. So I got a nice hot tea with me. But it is, authenticity is you acting in integrity with who you desire to be your authentic self. No performing, no hiding. No performing, no hiding. Authenticity, very powerful, very powerful. So when you're acting out of authenticity, what would we say? When you're acting out of authenticity with yourself, you're putting on a show, performing to do what you think somebody else wants you to do, or you're not saying the thing that you want to say because you're afraid of what someone's going to think, right? So you're not being your authentic, true self. So true self-expression is just to authentically be who you are. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I don't want to go into all these like morality questions about murder and crime and what's right or wrong and all that kind of stuff. But from a higher spiritual perspective, there is no right, there is no wrong, everything just is. There's no meaning to it. So you could talk to people and you could say, well, this is right and that's wrong, and somebody will tell you the opposite and things like that. Now, there's ways in which we as a society, we don't want to treat each other in that way, but there's parts of society, the collective consciousness, that has been patterned and programmed to believe that it's okay, right? It's okay. We literally go to war. Like, we as a society have decided the way to solve problems is to go to war, to hurt each other. And I can sit here and say, well, that's wrong and that's bad, but I'm not going to say that. That's what society has decided is what's going to happen. But what I know to be true is the antidote to war is peace. The antidote to war is love. The antidote to war is higher spiritual awareness and perspective, not judgment. So this is where we don't want to judge. We want to move out of that and we want to move up to that higher spiritual perspective. Anyways, we can get off those deep topics now. Okay. So the thing with being a vibrational match, and I want to give you some examples here because you're going to be like, well, what do you mean? How does this resonate with money, right? So with money, there's a feeling of having money and there's a feeling of not having money, right? Would we all agree? Do we know what it feels like to not have it? Feels like lack and limitation. It feels like tension. It feels like stress. It feels like overwhelm. It feels like worry. It feels like not enough, right? So that's a lack and limitation feeling. So you're sending out that feeling, that signal out into the world, and you just get back what you put out. So universe just says yes. You are afraid of having money. You're afraid of not having enough money. So yes, I'm going to keep giving you afraid of not having money, right? It doesn't change. So what we want to do is we want to go to the place and the feeling of having money. So do we know what it feels like to have money? Watch yourself. Every single one of you should be saying yes to this. You know what it feels like to have money. Yes. Okay. The reason I'm saying watch yourself is because this is where you've been fooled. You are stuck in a cycle of not believing that you have enough money, that you can't even notice when you do have it. You can't even appreciate the moments that you have. So if you've gone and bought a $2 coffee from Tim Hortons, is coffee still $2 at Tim Hortons? I don't know. It's probably $6 now. I don't buy coffee from I don't like Tim Hortons. I don't drink coffee anymore, but like when you go to Tim Hortons and you buy a coffee and you have the $2 in your bag and you give the $2 and you buy the coffee and you have no feelings of guilt, no shame, no worry, and you're like, yeah, I've got that. Here you go. That's the feeling of having money right there. It doesn't have to be millions. I'm just saying the feeling of having money. I didn't say the feeling of lots of money. I said the feeling of having money, right? It feels a certain way, right? And the more money you have, that feeling changes, as you start having $100, $1,000, $100,000, $1 million, the feeling changes, but the feeling of having money stays the same, right? It just shifts a little bit. So I want us to recognize that there's two different feelings that we're experiencing in our life related to money. And they both have an effect. They're the cause to an effect. And the one calls on more money and the other one keeps it away. One is literally like, no more. And then the other one is like, yes, I would love more of this, right? So it's so important that no matter how much money that you have, that you are in the feeling of having it as much as you possibly can. And that is something you do with your mind. That is how you create a mind that directs itself to see the good, to see the having, to see the possibility, to see the potentiality, to see the abundance and the prosperity, to see overflow everywhere in your life. Your mind will look upon life the way that it has been designed to look upon life. And so what I'm asking you to do is to look upon life as a version of you that sees everything as abundance. There is so much of everything everywhere, including money. I have so many friends, and there is so much air for me to breathe, and so much water for me to drink, and so much money circulating around the world everywhere. I have money everywhere. That's where I want you guys to all go. But unfortunately, we're too much in the lack and limitation and the restriction when it comes to money and trying to get money and have more money, that we aren't actually allowing ourselves to realize that we have plenty. So being a vibrational match to wealth, Robert Russell calls it an inner sense of plenty. I love that. Okay. Regardless of your outer world, I want you to have an inner sense of plenty. An inner sense of plenty. So this is something that you can really think about. Where do I have plenty in my life? Where can I perceive plenty? Right? Because I can look upon this, and we've got like 700 people on this call. I can look upon that and I can say, oh my gosh, there's 700 people on this call. Wow, like that's incredible. Or I can go, oh, only 700? It's just a choice. It's just a choice of how I choose to see something, right? So this is where I want us to understand that that's all in our thinking, to be able to see that, to perceive that. On past classes, I've had people go over their lifetime and add up all the money they've made in their life. It's another little exercise that you can do if you feel called to, where you add up all the money that you've made in your life. So you can add up all the paychecks that you've made over 25 years, all the money that you've made from side businesses or side jobs, add that up. Tax returns that you've gotten back, like you could just add it all up, and you'll realize that you've actually attracted and been open to receive probably millions of dollars in your life, and you haven't realized it. You probably think it's like a couple 100,000, but when you add it up, you realize, no, that somebody messaged me, they're like, I added it up and it was like $2 million. And I was like, I know, right? But here's the thing, somebody asked, so what about if I've made money in my life, but I've lost it all? I have nothing to show for it. Well, you circulated it. That's what I want you to do. Like you've moved it. So our bodies are a circulatory system. The entire universe is a circulatory system. The seasons are circulatory, our hormones are cyclical and circulatory, and our bodies are, right? And the economy is. So if we think about our heart literally fills up with blood, and then it empties the blood. Fills up with blood, empties the blood. Fills up with blood, empties the blood. Same thing with our lungs. They fill up with air and they empty. They fill up with air and they empty. So you want your relationship with your financial life, with wealth, to be that same way. It's a circulatory system. It's a movement. So we want your bank account to grow and empty and grow and empty and grow and empty and grow and empty. That's okay. We want to see that happen. And businesses especially, you have to move the money. You have to move the energy. You have to invest in your business in order for your business to grow. It's inevitable. Like anybody that runs a business knows that you have to put money into it. It's not just receiving. It's also giving and circulating. So it costs money to run a business every single month, and then it brings in money. Now you just want to have more coming in than you got going out, and that's your profit. You want to be in overflow. But to say that there's going to be no circulatory system is wild. I also had this one woman reach out, and she'd made millions of dollars. She'd manifested millions in her life. She was like, Kathleen, I've manifested millions of dollars, but I lost it all. And I said to her, okay, there's two ways we can look upon that. We can tell the story with which you've told, Or you can tell the story of, you know what, I'm a powerful manifester and I know how to manifest millions. I've done it before and I've circulated those millions back out into the world like I should have. And I'm so excited to manifest more millions. This time, multi-millions or billions, right? It's a way of looking upon something. It's a story that you're telling. And the story that you tell is going to be what you call back into your life. I met somebody for a matcha yesterday afternoon. It was a beautiful meeting. She'll be in these courses and programs real soon. And one of the things that she said to me when we were talking is she said to me, you know what? I know what's going to happen when I sign up for your course. I know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm planning for all the money that's on its way. It's a story she's telling before she's even in the course. She's telling the story of how she knows about how much money is going to come now that she's signing up for this course. And she's planning for where that money is going to go. And then she even said to her spouse, are you ready for it all? Are you ready for the money that's going to come? Are you ready for the type of life we're going to have? I was like, she gets it. She gets what we're talking about here. It's not about hoping or wishing. It's about knowing and making a decision based on knowing what that outcome is, right? So we must be a vibrational match. Jen, do you have the guided visualization ready? Yes, okay. So what I want to do with this guided visualization, it's about 8 minutes, I think, Jen. But in here, this is an exercise, a practice that you can use anytime. This visualization is on the YouTube channel, so you guys can find it after the live event. You can do it every day if you want. But this is a way of changing your vibrational state in the moment intentionally by focusing your imagination upon the idea of wealth and abundance. So we're going to do it right together right now today and change that feeling within ourselves. Okay, are we ready? Now notice when you want to go to the bathroom, go get a drink, get on your phone, avoid this. Notice when your mind wants to do that. Why? Because you want to avoid something. Don't avoid it. Make yourself sit here and do this exercise for 8 minutes. It'll change everything. And what if sitting there doing this for 8 minutes makes you money? Sitting here directing your mind makes you money. Trust me. Imagination is my number one business tool. I say that over and over again. Okay, so let's do it, Jen. I'm ready.
Welcome to this visualization. I invite you to sit comfortably relaxed in a chair. Uncross your legs and your arms. Place your hands on your lap in receiving mode. And close your eyes. I want you to start by focusing on your breaths. Take a nice full deep breath in and release. Nice deep breath in and release. On every exhale, I want you to release tension in your body. So relax your eyelids, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your chest, relax your stomach, relax your hips, and relax your legs. Now I want you to picture a funnel of lavender energy circling above the crown of your head. And this energy circles through the crown, all the way through your head, through your chest, through your hips, and all the way down to your feet. You are connected. This is your oneness, your divinity, and your source of supply.
Now on the screen of your mind, I want you to picture your wealthiest self. This is the version of you that has absolute financial freedom. You are prosperous, you are abundant, and you are opulence. Your bank account is overflowing. You spend money with ease. And that old feeling of worry is gone. In this place, you understand that your source of supply is infinite. Your bank account always fills up. You always have more than enough. This is your wealthiest self. Now, on the screen of your mind, I want you to picture your life now when you have this unlimited amount of wealth available to you. What is different? What type of home do you live in? What type of car do you drive? Where do you vacation? What is Christmas like at your house now that you can buy anything you want for anyone? This life is a version of you that is powerful, that is strong, that is influential, that doesn't give up, that knows their worth, and knows where their supply comes from. You understand that by thinking in abundance, abundance comes to you. You understand by giving more that you are open to receive more. By serving others, you are compensated more. This version of you is proud, is happy, is grateful, is persistent, this version of you knows that you will forever have anything you want. You know that if you think in increase, you will be increased. If you live a life of joy, you will remain joyful. This life is yours. You created it. It's your truth. And it is forever here to stay. Stay in this feeling of gratitude, of strength, of power, and of love. For you are your own creator, and you've created this reality from within. That one's probably one of my favorite ones that we've recorded, because of the power of the emotion attached to the feeling of wealth. It's actually Sash. It's on the YouTube channel. So if you just go to the YouTube channel and you search guided visualizations, it should come up in there, just like a money guided visualization. It should come up. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. And what it actually does is it changes your vibrational state on a molecular level. So like it literally is changing the signal that you're sending out into the world. And so if you do this every day or multiple times a day, it's going to be powerful. You had me at what does Christmas look like? Yeah. Well, and that was my true story, because after like the money really started to come, and like the first Christmas having abundance, it wasn't like, what's our budget? It was just like, let's just buy. Like, let's just get whatever. And we didn't have to think about that. Another thing I was thinking about yesterday too, there's so many things that money has made my life so much easier in so many ways. But one of the moments that was the most beautiful was when my grandmother was in the hospital, and she was on her way back to her natural state. She's moving back into her energetic form, and she was leaving her human experience. My brother would have never had the money to be able to fly to go say goodbye to her. And so I paid for him to go, and just didn't even think twice about it. It was like, yep. And, you know, the three of us, me, my sister, and my brother, we flew first class to Calgary, to Red Deer, Alberta. At the same hospital that I was born at, my grandmother left this world. So it was a powerful moment to go there and experience that. So just little things like that are really powerful, really important. Anyways, just want to share that. So I wanted to give you an example of how to vibrationally match wealth, to vibrationally match abundance and prosperity, right? So we have to believe different things about it, but we also have to feel differently about money. So when you pay your bills, please be grateful for paying your bills. Like if you have a cell phone, if you have car insurance, if you have electricity bills and water bills, oh, wow, amazing that we can pay for those things. I don't know about you, but I really do love having lights at night and heat in my house, and to be able to pay a water bill, to have a shower every day. You know, like there's these things that we get upset about having to spend the money on, but when we actually step away from it, we are grateful for it. We're so happy to have that, right? So let's not let our minds trick us into a negative feeling around some of these things. Stay in the thankfulness. Stay in the gratitude as much as you possibly can. The fourth thing that I want to go into now is the power of identity. And this is where I think there's a difference between those that want to manifest money by doing nothing and those that want to make a significant impact on humanity and be wealthy while doing it. Right? So there are people that come into my world and my life who see me having money and they think, I want you to teach me how to have money, but I don't want to do anything for it. I want to sit at home and live a great life and have millions of dollars. And what we have to understand is that money was created as part of an exchange system, right? Air, we don't have to do anything to get that resource. There's no exchange. You just go outside, you breathe the air. But money was created as part of an exchange. And even before money was created, humans were exchanging things. So like I would have a farm and my next door neighbor would have a farm. My farm would be potatoes, their farm would be broccoli, and we would trade. We would exchange one resource for the other, right? And so that's where money now has become this kind of neutral exchange part of exchanging anything. So when you go for a massage, when you buy a coffee, when you go to the gym, when you hire a mentor, take a course, when you go to university, all of that, there's all exchange involved in it, right? And so when you are exchanging money, you're exchanging it for something else. And yes, even the stock market. You can't be a part of the stock market if you don't have stocks. And if you don't have money to purchase stocks. So when you're purchasing stock, what are you purchasing? Potentiality of growth. You're also purchasing potentiality of it not growing, it going the opposite way. But there's still an exchange in everything. Even the lottery, even when you want to win the lottery, you got to buy the lottery ticket. You got to make your exchange. And here's the thing is individuals that win the lottery and they make millions and millions of dollars on the lottery and they don't change to a wealth consciousness. They don't serve anybody through the use of that money. They don't start businesses. They don't use it to grow it. They end up back in the exact same identity as the same version of themselves that has no money. The money goes and it never comes back. But those individuals that'll win the lottery and then they step into the wealth consciousness, they step into a millionaire identity and they say, oh, okay, we're going to make more money. I'm going to buy businesses. I'm going to circulate. I'm going to, put my money into investments and I'm going to have it grow. A totally different experience than those that win the lottery and end up in the exact same place. It all has to do with this work, the power of the mind, identity, belief systems, right? Magical, magical work. And even I told a story the other day, I think it was on a millionaire call or modern mentor call, but I sat next to a woman on an airplane and she owns a charity in Haiti. And for years, she ran a charity of collecting money and resources to take to Haiti and to give to the Haitian population there. And then she had this big awareness talking to one of them one day. And one of the residents in Haiti had said to her, it's really great that you're bringing us water and you're bringing us food and you're bringing us, I think it was also some money too. But those things run out, they go away, and then we don't know how to get it ourselves. And so from that day, she changed her charity. And now the charitable organization that she runs there is actually to go in there and to teach them how to be entrepreneurs, how to generate revenue and wealth into their lives, how to grow and how to expand. And she said it's made all the difference in the world. So this is where the power of this work and beliefs and energetics and identity matter. They matter a lot. They're important. And so that's what you're doing here. You're not just learning how to sit around at home and call in a few extra bucks into your life. If you're really listening to me, you're understanding that I'm sitting here giving you an opportunity to reinvent yourself, to transform your mind, to create an entire different reality for yourself than the one that you've manifested so far. That's what I'm offering you. I'm offering you quantum leaps. I'm offering you transformation. And so that's going to take an identity shift. So number 4, in order to become wealthier, in order to manifest more money into your life, in order to adopt a wealth consciousness, you must alter your identity. You must. So the millionaire identity was a powerful one that I embodied before I became a millionaire in the 3D physical world. I became a millionaire in my mind and in my identity prior to becoming it in the physical 3D world. I heard this example one day and I love this so much. And it was so funny because I was talking to somebody yesterday and their daughter wants to be a pilot. And I was like, I use the pilot example all the time. So any one of us has the ability to fly an airplane, correct? If one human can fly an airplane, we can pretty much say that any human can. But what is the one thing that has to happen before we get in that airplane and fly it? We have to go to school and learn the skills, right? So we all have the innate ability. We've got to go somewhere to learn how to do it so that we can sit in that chair and confidently fly people all around the world. It's the same thing with being a millionaire. Same thing, right? So that's why I created a program called Millionaire. And I don't change the title. Some people are like, we should change the title because it's so much more than being a millionaire. I'm like, I know. Like if you've taken the program, you can't even describe what it does for you in your life. It changes your whole life. Your whole entire reality is completely shifted through this program. And people are like, the millionaire title is limiting. And I'm like, no, but we got to keep it, because when you sign up for a course to become a millionaire, what have you decided to do? Be a millionaire. Yeah, you've made the decision. Like you've decided that that's what you desire to be, and you're going to become it, and you're going to take a course to learn how to do it. Right? And learn how to be it. That's the most important thing, because you can be a millionaire in any way. There isn't one way to be a millionaire. There's millions of ways to be a millionaire. There's one way to fly a plane. Millions of ways to be a millionaire. So I would venture to say, and I really do believe this, I think it's probably easier to be a millionaire than it is to fly an airplane. That feels challenging to me, to learn how to do all those buttons and everything. No. But anyway, so there's millions of ways to be a millionaire, but the one way that's going to work no matter what is to be the identity of a millionaire first. So what do we know about the law of compensation? Okay, what does it mean to be compensated? You do something and you get compensated for it, right? So a massage therapist gives me a massage and I compensate her or him through a certain amount of money, right? You go buy a product at Shoppers Drug Mart. That's our CVS for those Americans. That's our like drugstore. You go to Shoppers Drug Mart, you purchase a product, you give money in exchange for that product, right? When we have a job, we go to work for 8 hours a day to be compensated for those 8 hours. In the old model, we don't do that anymore. In the old model. But that's how this works. So what universal law says, okay, that you must do something in exchange for the wealth that you wish to have. Not about working harder. It's not number of hours. It's not what you do, it's level of impact. The higher the level of impact, the more you will be compensated. Okay? So then I would sit here and ask myself then, I would love to be highly compensated. I would love to be a very, very wealthy person. What are all the ways in which I can serve humanity? What is the way that I can give value to others? What can I do to help? And it's not giving it away for free. People are going to pay for it. People are going to buy your product. They're going to buy your service, right? So Efren is real estate. Brilliant, right? So his exchange is real estate. So whatever it is, there is an exchange. That's what we have to understand. The law of compensation says the higher the value that you give others, the more people you help, or the higher the value, the more you'll be compensated. So even in real estate, you can help somebody buy a house or sell a house for $100,000 or for $10 million, $100 million. You're compensated based on the value of the home. You'll be compensated more if the value of the home is higher, right? So it's all about value. The law of compensation also says, and this is where identity comes in. Okay, so Bob Proctor, one of the first individuals to introduce me into this work, he changed my entire life. Bob used to say, the law of compensation says you will be compensated more based on 3 things. Okay, so how important you think your work is. Like how necessary is what you do? If it's unnecessary, you won't be compensated greatly for it. The second thing is how good are you at it? If you're not good at it, you're not going to be compensated greatly. If you're amazing at it, you'll be compensated greatly. And then the third thing is your ability to be replaced. Are you replaceable? Because if you are, then you're just dime a dozen. You're just like everybody else. Anybody can do what you do. You won't be compensated as greatly as how irreplaceable you are. But this is where Bob didn't go as far, because I had to ask him the question. I was like, wait a minute, but who says that what you do is the most important? Who says you're the best and who says you're replaceable or not? Like, is there some outside governing body? Like, is money saying, oh, I think Kathleen's good at it, so I'm going to give her more? No, this is all identity. This is all identity. So this is where you believe your work is the most important work, you will be compensated greatly. You believe you are the best at it, you will be compensated greatly. And you believe that you can't be replaced, you will not be replaced, and you will be financially compensated for that. So this is all identity, guys. Right? You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are powerful and worthy of it. You have to believe that you have influence and importance and value out in the world and that you can do something important. You have to believe in your voice. You have to believe in your power. You have to believe in what you do. I have individuals in my inner circle in multiple different industries, but we all sit there and we talk about how our industry and our work is the most important. Because when we believe that, that's where we're in that highly compensated place of the world. Radical self-belief. I just taught that lesson on Wednesday in my Millionaire program, how to develop radical self-belief. Radical self-belief will change your whole life. My industry is super saturated. According to who, Christina? According to who? My favorite question. Who says that? It's you. You're saying that. And if you believe that your industry is super saturated, then you are not believing that it's the most important work, that you're the best and you can't be replaced, right? How many firms like mine are out there? There's a ton. So look at it this way. I'm going to give you perspective and we're going to reframe this, okay? As a registered nurse, there was thousands and thousands, millions of registered nurses around the world, and there will never be enough nurses. Never. Why is there never going to be enough nurses? Because there's too many people in the world. Like every single person's going to need a nurse. So we need like 50% nurses. And then what about the nurses? Who's going to help nurse the nurses? Do you know what I mean? There will never be enough nurses. But for whatever reason, we're not going, oh, well, I can't be a nurse because there's too many. No, we say the opposite. We say, well, a nurse is always going to be needed. So I'll always have a job. This is why I became a nurse, right? Because I believed that we need nurses. So I want you to believe that about what you do, especially like the coaching industry. Like I have so many coaches following me, want support and guidance. What I'm doing is not what the average coach is doing. The movement that I've created, the number of students that I have, the wealth that comes through, not a lot of coaches are doing that in this industry. And so I have a lot of them come to me, right? We need more coaches. Like we need more. There is not enough. And the belief that there's too many or that it's saturated is a perspective shift that I would make hands down no matter what. And I believe that all of us coaches are coming together in collaboration to help elevate collective consciousness. We're not in competition, right? And so sometimes the belief that your market is saturated comes from a competitive lens and not from a collaborative lens. So I am one of the manifestation coaches out in this world that are here to elevate collective consciousness and humanity. And we're all doing it together, right? It's so good. And then if you do believe it's saturated, how can you be the best? Rachel just says, beautiful, right? But I wouldn't even believe it's saturated. We need more. We need more of everything. Guys, there is like 7 billion people. It could be 8 billion. I don't even know. But there's so many people in this world. You'll never, ever reach them, ever. So it's just a shift in your mind. And it's also abundance and prosperity, not lack and limitation. Make sense? So what kind of identity then is a very wealthy person holding? Let's really answer this question. A wealthy individual that has money flowing in and out of their life easily and effortlessly, continuously, what is the identity that they hold? Confidence, self-belief, discipline. They're bold, they're daring. What is the number one thing a wealthy person will do that someone in a poverty mindset will not do? Take a risk, especially on themselves. It is safe to stay not having enough. It's safe, it's predictable. And so when you don't have enough, you give yourself an excuse to not take risks. It's too scary, it's too risky. I can't afford to take this risk. You can't afford not to. I'm sorry. You can't, because you're going to stay. So let's think about the risk I took in 2019 of signing up for a course, putting it onto my credit card. I did not have the money. I took a Bob Proctor course in 2019, and I've circulated over $50 million, over $52 million in the past 6 years. So I could have said, I don't have the money for that course. I don't. Can't do it. I don't have the money. It's too dangerous. What if I lose the money and I don't make it back? What if I don't do the work and nothing changes? What if, right? I could have gone into that place. I could have said, I can't afford to take this risk right now. I don't have any money. I'm in the lowest point of my life. Can't do it. My life today would be the same as it was back then. So what I mean by like, you can't afford not to take the risk is like, I would not have moved the energy of $50 million if I did not take that risk. You have to be willing to step outside of the old identity that says risk is scary, right? Here's the thing. And then people say, well, how do I know it's going to work? You lack self-belief. You wouldn't ask that question. I do not ask that question. I don't ask, is this going to work? Is this the right decision? Is this what I should do? I say, I believe in myself wholeheartedly, and every single thing that I do works every single time. And I know doing this thing is going to change me, and therefore I'm going to do it. Right? So the biggest thing here, and this was a post on my social media the other day, in order to be a millionaire, you have to make a decision that a millionaire is going to make before you're a millionaire. Like, that's the discomfort. Like, you can't be making decisions. I can't make nurse decisions when wanting to be a millionaire. I had to make millionaire decisions when I'm being a nurse. That's the difference. That's the shift. That's the identity shift that I'm talking about, right? And let me tell you something else too. You do not hesitate in investing money into a vacation with your family. You do not hesitate into investing into a car to drive, to go to and from work every day. You do not hesitate to get a university degree or a college degree because we told you you should, and that's the right thing to do, right? So I just look at my life and I'm like, where in my life am I believing in myself versus not believing in myself? And to take a course or to hire a mentor to learn from someone that's done exactly what you want to do and to learn from them, and it's a pretty safe bet. It's actually not really risky at all, right? And so you just got to ask yourself, like, where am I coming up with excuses from an old identity to keep me safe? And this is the truth about wealth acquisition, is that you have to be one of those individuals that's willing to do what most people are not willing to do, right? The common denominator of success. Willing to do what the average person is not willing to do. And it's not working hard. It's making bold and daring decisions. It's being brave and courageous when your outside world says otherwise. It's believing in something and having conviction in something when other people don't have belief and conviction in it, right? Like that question that I asked Chris the other day, like, what did I do that was totally delusional that you thought I was nuts? And he listed off the three things, buying a $300,000 Lamborghini, buying a $55,000 Dior bag, and spending $25,000 a night on a penthouse suite for one night, $25,000. He thought I was crazy. Did I care? No. I was like, oh, you just wait, Chris. You just wait to see what's about to happen. And we did a masterclass last month on masculine and feminine energetics and manifestation for men. So if there's any men on the call, if you didn't see that, I would highly suggest that you go find it on the YouTube channel. It was last month. Or no, it was earlier this month, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago. But I said, I'm not so crazy now, am I, Chris? As he's posting his Porsches and his watches and all the things. Because my self-belief is what created this. My identity, me believing that I'm extraordinary. I'm not like everybody else. I don't do what everybody else does. Yeah, Keisha, it's on the YouTube channel under live. There's like videos and live. If you go to live, you'll see it. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe. Really good conversation with Chris and I. So highly suggest that you chat with that about that. Okay. So the fourth thing is identity. So the identity has to match the identity of successful individuals, wealthy individuals. Okay. And don't go into this whole like massive action, have to work hard stuff, because that's not my life. And I'm an overachiever, but not an overworker. Okay. So I have balance and joy in my life. I have rest. The more I rest, the more I make. And this is where the feminine energetics around reprogramming the subconscious mind and identity change everything. You work less and you make more. That's what we're talking about here. And you have boundaries. Yes. And well, Maura, they're self-imposed boundaries, because the old version of me would have overworked, would have been like, oh, the more I do, the more money I'm going to make. So I'm going to stay up really late and I'm going to get up really early and I'm going to hustle. And I had to surrender and stop that. Like I had to literally force myself to not do that anymore. Cindy Lavora in my inner circle, when she met me and she got into this work, she had to train herself to not work on Saturdays, because she was so used to working on a Saturday, because she thought she had to work 6-7 days a week. And I told her, stop that. So she started taking Saturdays off. Her business went from 30 million in revenue up to like 140 in a year from this work, from these ideas, from working less. It's so powerful. And then the fifth thing, I love how God sends me things. So last night, and I notice what I'm noticing, okay? So notice what you notice in your life. So last night I walked by and I had seen this book, The Laws of Spirit. I have not read it, so I've read half of it, but I haven't read the whole thing. So I'm not suggesting you read the book, but I'm going to be reading something from it. And you guys are going to ask me what the book is. So I'm telling you right now, The Laws of Spirit, A Tale of Transformation. Anyways, Dan Millman. But anyway, so last night I see this, and I notice my gaze goes to it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to read something from this. And so this is number 5, okay? The law of action, moving into life. No matter what we feel or know, no matter what our potential gifts or talents, only action brings them to life. Many of us understand concepts such as commitment, courage, and love, but we truly know only when we can do. Doing leads to understanding, and action turns knowledge to wisdom. So what this is talking about, moving into life, is embodiment. How I would call embodiment. So when you've moved concepts, understanding, ideas into action, you are now in full integrity and authenticity with the ideas. So many of us can sit here and say, yes, I know how law of attraction works. Yes, I know how reprogramming the subconscious mind works. Yes, I know how to think like a millionaire. But you can be in the opposite in your behavior. You can be sitting around not taking action, procrastinating. You can literally just not do the thing. It's one thing to know a thing. It is another to spiritually be it. That's why I say, like, I am manifestation. This isn't something that turns on and off. This isn't something that I try to do. It is something that I am. So whatever I'm saying to you, I am living it in my thoughts, in my feelings, in the words that I speak, and the actions that I take every single day. I do what I say I'm going to do. I be what I say I am going to be. God will give you opportunities to prove that what you say about you is true. So you coming onto this call today and you're like, yes, I'm going to embody wealth consciousness. I'm going to be a wealthy person. I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm doing this thing. God is going to say, okay, show me. Show me. And this is why we have these stories come, and you've seen them over and over and over again. They exist on my YouTube channel. We interview people all the time. You just heard from Jennifer yesterday. Did not have the money at all to sign up for my Modern Mentor program. She paid in full, so she must have put that on a credit card, $15,000. Did not have the money. And within, what'd she say, 4 months, she's making $16,000 a day. A day. So the action piece pulls everything together. Oh, she put it on 3 credit cards. Okay, I didn't know that, Danielle. She put it on 3 credit cards, right? And what she was saying on the Modern Mentor call too is that she's got like $100,000 cash sitting in her bank account, overflow, from a $15,000 decision, right? Because she took the concepts, the ideas, she did what I told her to do. She changed her thoughts, she changed her feelings, she changed her actions, and she did the thing that the version of herself with the money would do. So let me just summarize the 5 things. Okay, because we have a couple people asking. So the first thing is to believe that money is a spiritual idea. That's the first belief. It's not a physical thing, and it's not just an energy. It's a spiritual idea. That belief has served me very, very well. The second belief is that your money story is creating your money relationship. Change the story, change the relationship. So this is where we reprogram our money beliefs. The third thing is you must be a vibrational match to wealth. So the feeling that you're sending out every day has to be the inner sense of plenty feeling, right? It has to be sending out, I love money. I have so much of it. I'm so grateful for it, as much as you possibly can. Okay, so that means we're not laying in bed at night worrying about it. This is faith, right? The fourth thing is you have to adopt the identity that matches the level of wealth that you desire. A millionaire identity generates millions, right? An identity of somebody that's a failure, that never wins, that doesn't measure up, that isn't confident, does not generate millions. So the identity has to change. And then the fifth thing, belief and behavior have to fuse into action. Into action. Okay? It's the fifth thing. And these 5 things just came through for me yesterday morning. I wrote them down on a piece of paper as I sat here. That's all I have in front of me. It's just these 5 things written out on a piece of paper. And why that's so powerful is because when I sit down and I ask, okay, God, what does the collective need to hear? What are the messages that these individuals that are going to be on this Zoom call or going to be watching this replay on the YouTube channel, what is it that they need to hear today? And so God says these 5 things, and boom, 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 boom. And it just comes through, and I just teach them because I live them. So I don't need to write them down. I don't need to go onto ChatGPT and try to get the information. I don't need to try to research and study something that I am. So now I just speak from my real life experience and share with you the knowing that I have in my body about what is meant to be shared and heard on these calls, right? I'm God's manifestation coming to life. God wanted more healers. I am that I am. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You've been listening. I love it. So good. So to put something into action then, what's the difference? Wallace D. Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich, he says that our thoughts are the magnetic power that bring everything to us, brings it to you, and our action is what makes us open to receive. So receivership begins in action, right? So can you imagine that I'm like, all right, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's it. Okay, it's 2019. It's the fall of 2019. And I'm like, I'm going to become a millionaire. That's it. I'm going to adopt this identity. And then I get this idea. I'm going to become a coach. I'm going to teach this. I'm going to teach people how to be wealthy. I'm going to teach people how to love themselves. I'm going to teach people how to get healthy. I'm going to teach people how to have peace and fulfillment and joy. And I'm like, oh, okay, God, yeah, I got this. And then I go to bed at night and I start thinking about, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I don't have the time. Do I have the time? Somebody else can probably do it better than me. And then I wake up that next morning and I say, no, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next month. Maybe next month I'll do it. And I don't take the action. What have I done? How can I be open to receive if I'm not creating the thing that God has asked me to create in order to be the vessel with which to serve humanity and to receive my abundance? Right? Because I just didn't do it. So the action piece is inevitable. I call it the effortless way. Effortless way. It's not zero effort, but it's less effort. right? To just move forward, to make the decision and do it, right? That was literally me. I had an idea and I'm putting it into practice. Beautiful. We get second chances, right? Everybody gets as many chances as you want. That's a beautiful thing. You're only a failure when you decide you're a failure. You only fail when you give up, when you stop. You get a new day every single day to start again, to think again, to feel again, to speak again, to take new action again. Every single day, you get an opportunity to do that, right? So good. So good. What if I take all the action and it's extremely uncomfortable? So what I would say is discomfort is a creative energy. So Jessie on my team, I was telling her this morning, I did some uncomfortable things last week. And I said, I'm just like Jessie, because Jessie goes on and she does all these uncomfortable things. She decided that it was in her growth to do uncomfortable things. And she's done some things I wouldn't even do, if I'm being honest. And it's changed her. She's completely different because she keeps doing the uncomfortable things. Comfort, familiarity, safety, there's no growth in that. That's survival mode. How do I just get through the day and just survive? That's not humanity's true nature. That's not what we're meant to do. We're meant to influence. We're meant to expand. We're meant to adapt. We're meant to grow, right? So we're not meant to just survive. So this is where we need to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? And one of the things that I said, I've done this exercise with my team a couple of times, but I'll never forget, we were in Vegas and I was sitting with my team and I said, team, what are you really grateful for when it comes to this work and this impact that we're making? And one of the things that I had said was, I am so proud of my team for willing to get uncomfortable for the sake of others. Willingness to get uncomfortable for the sake of others. So beautiful. I'm willing to do that. I'm so willing to do that, right? And then what is fear? What is fear? So many people are going to tell me fear is false evidence appearing real and all that kind of stuff. But what's so important to understand is that fear is not truth. It's not truth. There's no truth in fear, right? It's your mind playing a trick on you. So what does it feel like when you're in truth, when you're hearing truth, and when you feel like you're living in truth? It feels good, right? So if you're listening to me and I'm saying some things and you're like, oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I love what you're saying. It feels so good. It makes me want to cry. I'm like, yes, because truth is operating in you. When truth is operating in you, it feels like love. It feels like joy. It feels like peace. It makes you want to cry with love, gratitude, right? So the things that aren't true, what do they feel like? When truth is not operating in you, what does it feel like? It feels like fear. It feels like doubt. It feels like worry. It feels like stress. It feels like overwhelm. It feels like judgment. It feels like disappointment. None of that's real. So instead of calling it something, giving it a name, and then making it be real by believing in it, we can dismiss it. We can say, oh, that fear thing is trying to come up. But I know that it's not true. I know that's just a fear-based thought. And so what do I do with fear-based thoughts? I let them go. I let them know that they're not welcome. And I'm going to move to a faith-based thought instead, right? So we had, was it yesterday? Hold on. Casey messaged me. Yesterday and the day before, we had 4 people sign up for the Millionaire Program before I've even opened enrollment. So we're going to open enrollment today. But I had 4 people enroll this week. We have Natalie, Melissa, Ebony, and Marion that enrolled already in the Millionaire Program this week before I opened enrollment. What did they do in order to make that decision that other individuals wouldn't be doing? They moved fear out of the way. They had self-belief. They took action. Yeah. All of the things. and made a decision to do something, probably that a past version of themselves would have never done, right? So I've had people say to me, well, Kathleen, like I would never invest $15,000 into a course. And I say, well, that identity is not going to create you multi-millions. That identity, that belief, I would never or I could never, will not manifest you multi-millions. Will not. Busy agrees. Why? Because from the identity of never doing something at that level, you will never do it. You'll never rise into the identity of a version of you that would do it, right? So I would venture to say then, I can't see how I can come up with the money to do that right now, but I am absolutely the type of person or the type of woman who would do that. That's what I say. So when I have something that I desire to do in my life, like the Lamborghini, for example, I was like, well, I don't know where the money's coming for this thing, but I would love to be the type of woman that goes and buys a Lamborghini and pays cash for it. I would love to be the type of woman that walks outside of her door and says, girls, which car do we want to take today, the G-Wagon or the Lambo? That's what I say now when we leave the house. And it sounds crazy when I say it every time. But this is the reality I'm in now, right? So I don't ask, where's the money going to come from? I ask, do I desire to be a woman that does that? Do I desire to be a woman that has that experience? Yes, I do. And so God, I am that girl. I am her. I'm going to do that thing. And so then I go and test drive the Lamborghini, right? So what would I do if I was that woman? I would go and I would test drive it. And then they didn't have the color that I wanted. They didn't have the exterior that I wanted. And then I was like, instead of being like, oh, well, they don't have what I want, that would have been the easy out. I want matte black. They don't have matte black. So I guess I can't buy it today. Whew. Crisis averted, right? Didn't have to be in the identity. I was like, okay, well, how can we make this matte black? Can we wrap it? Oh yeah, you can wrap it for 10,000. Additional 10,000. I was like, oh, okay. So now we're just jacking the price up even more. Now we're going to wrap it. All the while, I'm like maintaining the identity. I'm going to take the action. And then I thought, do I want this car? If I had $1 million in my bank account cash right now, what would I do? I would buy this car. So I said to Chris, let's get it. He's like, let's get it. And I said, let's get it. We only need to put a $10,000 deposit down. We don't have to pay for the whole thing right now. Then they're going to wrap it. Then they're going to inspect it. They're going to clean it. It's going to probably take 2-3 weeks. So I got 2 to 3 weeks to make the rest of the money. He's like, oh my God, here she goes again. Yes, I do go again. And so I put the $10,000 down, signed the contract and the agreement for the car. I made $600,000 within 2 weeks to pay for that car. Because of the action that I took. Told the universe I was dead serious, made a decision from the seriousness of it, from the identity, from the belief, from the faith. And those 2 weeks, I was not stressed. I was not worried. I was in this like, ooh, here we go, state of mind. Because I know how to direct this now. And that's what I'm teaching you to do. But there's going to be times where you're going to have to move through and do the thing that's uncomfortable. What if fear stops you? Fear's not a real thing. Fear is not walking around living and breathing. Okay? So let's just be real with that. Where does fear live? In your mind, in your thinking. It's simply a thought, right? So a fear-based thought is simply a thought in the negative that tells you a possible negative outcome. You're just used to it. And so what happens is you're just believing a wrong and small thought instead of believing a real and true thought. So a real and true thought feels like, oh yeah, I got this. This is going to work. Everything is going to happen for me. Everything I do returns. Everything I do works. Everything that happens for a reason, and it's meant to happen for me, and it happens in the way that I want it to happen. I write something down and I get it. All these things, right? So a fear-based thought then is, I could lose my money. What if I don't do it? What if somebody gets mad at me? What if somebody judges me? What if I fail? What if, what if, what if, what if, what if? So what do? Is I take those what ifs and I put them in the positive instead. So instead of asking, well, what if the money doesn't come in those 2 weeks for the Lamborghini? I ask, well, what if it does? And what if it can come from here? And what if it can come from there? And what if it can come from this and that and the other thing? And so what I'm doing is I'm convincing myself that it's already done. And a mind that is convinced that something is finished and it is already done is the creative mechanism, and it pulls the answer to itself naturally, and that is the fulfillment process. That is creation in a nutshell. Anytime anyone has created anything in their life, it was in their imagination first, in their self-belief, in the conviction, the persistence, and allowing it to be real in their life. That's all I'm saying you should do here. To do that very real thing. All right? And I'm just telling you the truth of how my mind works now, but I programmed my mind to do this for me. I understand from a higher spiritual perspective that my mind is being controlled by what? What controls my mind? What controls your mind? Your mind controls your body. What controls your mind? Itself? This is so good. This is so good. I'm getting you really thinking here. The truth of who you are controls your mind within itself, right? So we are what is aware of our thinking. We are what is aware of our mind. We are what is aware of the emotions, the feelings, the words, right? From that awareness, that higher spiritual perspective, we can look upon ourselves very differently than if we look upon ourselves within our mind. So if I have my mind look at me, it's very different than if I have the God in me look at me. If I have my soul look upon me, my soul looks upon me with love and compassion and grace and understanding and joy. My soul sees the best. No limits. Absolute limitless. No problems, only solutions, right? There are no problems. Our mind creates problems. Our mind creates problems. Suzanne, sometimes dogs are going to bark, and we have to go with the flow. And we have to learn patience, and we have to learn that there's going to be interruptions, and that's okay, right? So I can't necessarily help when a dog suddenly starts to bark, but what I can help is my reaction to it. So I laugh about it. I think it's funny. I joke about it. I get my kids to come in and get her if they can, and I just go with the flow and just keep teaching and just keep moving through it. Because otherwise I can get upset, I can get frustrated, I can be disappointed that it's not going well, I can be in fear and worry that it's messing you all up. I can tell a story, but instead I keep it light. And that's what it's like to ride the waves of life, right? To know that you're getting what you need to get from this call, even if a dog's barking. To know that you can go back and listen to it again if you need to. You can put it through an AI system and get a whole transcription of the call if you like, right? So it's just an example of how do we go with the flow of life? And how do we allow ourselves to have an experience that we desire, even if it appears like it's not going well? No judgment, never. I'm not judging Busy. I'm not judging me. I'm not judging the Zoom. I'm not judging the microphone that doesn't get rid of her barking. The other microphone in Malibu gets rid of the barking. You'd never even know. I would know, but you wouldn't know. But I'm also not judging the comment asking for the dog not to bark. I'm not judging that person either for saying that. I think everything is said and witnessed and observed as a teachable and coachable moment for all of us to soften, to let, to surrender, to move through things in a different way. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so beautiful. But thank you for saying that, because it is an opportunity for us to really observe. Observe, what are we reacting to? What are we focusing upon? What is bothering us? Where is our attention going? Let's not put our attention towards the things that aren't working, and let's move our attention towards the things that are, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. But it's a beautiful coachable moment, guys. There's learning in this for all of us, every single one of us. We're talking about a dog barking, but it could be the man that didn't call you last night. It could be the bill that's due tomorrow that you don't have the money for. It could be your mom that's upset with you. It could be the fight that you had with your best friend. All right? It's just about, where are we putting our thinking towards? Where are we putting our thinking towards, right? Yeah, beautiful. And the understanding that we're having a human experience. We're not having a spiritual experience. Our spiritual experience is in our iteration back in ourself, not here. Our spirit came here, our soul came here to have a human experience. It came here to experience itself through humanity. It came here for all the dog barks. It came here for all the grief and the loss. It came here for all the disappointments. And it came here for all the joy and the passion and the adventure and the love. I have learned to allow all parts of the human experience be honored, respected, and be real. All of it. Dog spelled backwards is God. Oh my gosh, stop it. It so is. Wow, Busy. You are bringing so much meaning to this call, girlfriend. You don't even know it. Your little barks are bringing so much meaning to this call. I love it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we have going on at Diamond Academy and how you can get involved, because this is the next step. There are people who love to watch a YouTube channel and go to YouTube University. YouTube University is great. It's free, full of content, full of value. It will help you and it will serve you. And that's why I keep pouring into that YouTube channel. But that's also an identity. Okay, to always be going to free content is also an identity. And so the identity that I wanted to hold for myself was to be the identity of an individual, of a person that invests in themselves towards their growth through coaching, courses, mentorship, retreats, live events, whatever that is. So it could be going to networking events, it could be hiring a mentor, having a coach. And so that identity shift for me changed everything. And it wasn't about strategy, right? Like I was somebody that my identity was very much rooted in, okay, I'm going to take a university degree and get a certification, and I'm going to go get my geriatric certification and an oncology certification. And so I wanted all of these like certifications to like prove my worth and value out in the world. I was okay with that. But to invest in personal growth and development, to invest in spirituality, to invest in me and my inner thoughts and world, that wasn't a part of my identity, right? And so the shift to that identity was magical and changed my whole experience, changed my whole existence. How much did you invest in yourself with Bob? In Bob Proctor's world, before he left this human iteration in 2022, I probably circulated to Bob over $1 million. Yeah, I'm going to venture to say in some of the licensing for his course, but also for my mentorship courses and stuff that I took with him. I probably say it was maybe 700,000, to be honest. And then since then, I'm continuing to circulate and continuing to invest. So I've had multiple courses, taken multiple courses, multiple mentors, coaches. I have a health coach. I have a personal training coach. I have a Reiki healer. Like I have all kinds of people that I invest in myself with. I collaborate with them in my growth, but I circulate that money to them for me. I'm not investing in them. Like my health coach, I don't invest in her and her health. I invest in my health by circulating money to her. right? So it's a different way of thinking. So what we're going to do today is we're going to open enrollment into our Millionaire program and our Modern Mentor programs. I had a lot of questions come yesterday, so I didn't answer any of them yesterday, but I'm going to start answering them today. So if you have any questions about those two programs, please let me know today. And also let me know in the comments which of the two programs you feel more called to. So if you want me to talk about the Millionaire program, I'll do that. If you want me to talk about Modern Mentor, I'll do that. I'll just say that the Modern Mentor program is more of a leadership course. It's manifestation meets business, and it's more for coaches and consultants and mentors. So if you own a company, you're a CEO or a founder of a company, and you're leading other people, coaching, mentoring other people, that would be Modern Mentor more so. Millionaire is for anyone in any industry. I've had individuals come into the Millionaire program that were nurses, of course, that were lawyers, doctors. We've had real estate agents, people who own marketing firms, all types of light workers. So light workers, any type of healer in any capacity, powerful, powerful program for healers, musicians, artists, yes. So it's for anyone and everyone. Millionaire truly is all about identity and all about a personal growth and development, transformation and journey. It is about spirituality meets personal growth and development. Spirituality meets personal growth and development, right? So powerful. So let me, Millionaire, I am in HOM. Good, good, good. If you're in House of Manifestation, what we really want you to do is ascend up into the Millionaire program, because House of Manifestation is a different identity than the Millionaire program identity, right? They're different levels, different price points. One is, I always say that Millionaire and Modern Mentor are part of the academy. They are more of higher level thinking. And for people that are at a certain level where they see themselves as an executive, they see themselves as a leader out in the world, a founder, a CEO, someone that is like CEO of your life even is pretty powerful. Amazing programs. I'm in Millionaire and my sister and my business partner is in Modern Mentor. Oh, good, Leanne. I love that one of you are in each of them. That's really, really great. Spirituality meets personal growth and development. Yeah. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about some of these questions that are in the chat here, as we have like 20 minutes to go. So if you want me to talk about anything related to these, you let me know, but I'm going to answer the questions right now. I feel called for Millionaire. Okay, perfect. Okay, Millionaire seems like it should be done first to work on yourself before your business. Yes, Danielle. Yeah, you get it. Because you can launch a business in a limited consciousness. If you launch a business and you don't have radical self-belief, you have no idea how to make decisions effectively, you're inconsistent in your behavior, you lack discipline, you don't actually expect your business to be successful, you're going to launch the business and you're going to lose all the money you've put into your business. So before you launch that business, I want you to be fearless, bold, and daring, to be disciplined and committed and persistent. And I want you to believe that your business is about to take off, to have the expectation and the assumption that your business is about to take off, because that's what's going to happen. Jennifer just told you that literally yesterday. She did that exact thing. She did everything I told her to do. And her new business that she launched, the coaching side to coach other business owners in the nail salon industry, has taken off, right? Totally, totally powerful. Okay, I heard a story from Neville about how a 50-year-old woman who was broke, had no job, no means of support, manifested money for the remainder of her life, which was given to her by one of her friends with whom she wasn't in touch with for 25 years. So how working for money is necessary? I mean, money can manifest in ways which is past finding out. So the thing of it is in every single manifestation money story, there is some sort of exchange that we aren't aware of in the story. So why would someone give a woman money for 25 years? She did something for that person somehow, in some way or capacity. There was some exchange. So for me, it's about being in the vibration and the frequency of receivership. I would love to receive, but also being in the place of giving. So I can actually keep those two things separate. So I will sit and I will say, okay, God, I am open to receive all of the money that you desire to flow to me for as long as I possibly can in this life. whatever, multiple ways, multiple streams, I am open to receive. But then over here, I'm in service. So I'm not saying I want to receive this much from this thing. I'm over here saying I want to receive it all, and I'm just going to give as much as I possibly can. So I'm over here in the energy and the spirit of giving, the energy and spirit of service, circulating. So I'm circulating money, I'm circulating time, I'm circulating information, I'm circulating energy, giving as much as I can, knowing that it'll be received over here in some way. So that woman has given in her life. She served in her life in some way for it to be coming back to her in a way that we can't see the exchange. But what I asked this question, and I would love for somebody to give me an answer. Nobody has yet to be able to show me. Show me a multimillionaire or billionaire who has done nothing for the world. They have millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and they do nothing for the world. Nothing at all. They don't give anything. They don't make anything. Okay, Trump does a lot. You just don't like it. But he does have an exchange, okay? That's a funny answer, but nope, not true. No, we're talking about extremely wealthy people that have not done anything for the world. Really, really wealthy. Okay? People inherit money. Who did the exchange for that inheritance? Their parents. So there was still an exchange. So tell me somebody that is sitting here, multi-millions or billions of dollars, that is not doing anything at all and didn't have wealthy parents. Okay, enough with the judgmental comments. No judgment allowed here. They're doing something, whether you like it or not. Most people that win the lottery go back to their old identity. That's a fact. Most people that win the lottery do not end up wealthier after. Yeah. I'm not judging the judgment. I'm just saying we don't want to bring it here. Right? Yeah. So it's just, I'm giving you an example because if you look out at the world and you understand what money is and what money is made for and the reason for it, there's an exchange involved somewhere. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Any other questions about, for the Millionaire Program and the Modern Mentor programs, what I actually really wanted to do this time, because we're talking specifically about money, both of these programs obviously have financial components to them. They obviously have money sections, but they're not entirely on that, right? Millionaire and Modern Mentor is about all 6 areas of manifestation in your life, the 6 houses: spirituality, self-love, personal growth and development, health, wealth, business success, all of the different facets of your life. I really wanted to create a beautiful pairing of programs right now that would give you the best chance and shot at elevating over these next 6 months. So I call it like my wealthiest offer yet. So what we're going to do for this enrollment period, so from now until about 6 days from now, is anyone who purchases the Millionaire Program or the Modern Mentor Program will get Wealth from Within included. So normally those are separate programs. You would purchase them separately. You will get the Wealth from Within program included when you purchase Millionaire or you purchase Modern Mentor. Now, for anybody that's currently in the Millionaire Program or who has taken it in the past, if you decide to renew your time or extend your time, we call it our alumni program, you will also get the Wealth from Within program. So that is incredible value. Yeah. That's what I picked, Wealth from Within. Oh, good, Bree. Yeah, Wealth from Within is 8 weeks. So it's talking about this, but over 8 weeks, literally. It's incredible. Yeah. What a great investment. Yeah, it really is. I am identifying as the woman that will be able to purchase one of these programs. Yes, Elise, see? So first it's like desiring it and then finding the means. So one of the things that I had to shift in myself was that I used to invest based on if I had the capacity to in that moment. So I would be like, okay, I want to take this course. I want to take this program. Like when Bob wanted me to take one of his courses, he's like, okay, Kathleen, sign up for this course and pay in full. I was like, oh, tightness in my chest. Oh God, Bob, are you serious right now? I don't have that money in my bank account, but I'm not telling him that. So what did I say? Yeah, okay, Bob, I'll do that. So what I did is not look for the money to be in my bank and be like, can I do it? I made the decision I was going to do it. And then I asked Source Energy to show me the way. Where can the money come from? What can I do to bring it in? Who can I be to call it on? Or where can I currently find it and move it over to me? So by that, I mean line of credit, retirement savings plans, put it on a credit card, borrow the money from family or friends. We had one woman, I was talking about her the other day, that, borrowed money for the course from a place of lack of self-belief. But then once she got into the course, she was going around to all her friends and family asking if they wanted to invest in her and her business because she believed in herself so much. And they were like, yes. So then she started this business with investors that were family and friends who believed in her because of her self-belief. It was beautiful. So beautiful. That was such a good story. It was probably a year ago we heard that one. Yeah, I think they've all, okay, all millionaires help others. Okay, we're talking more. Have made an impact on millions of lives. Yeah, so good. Okay, I answered about the lottery. Extremely wealthy people are actually very philanthropic and doing great things in the world. Yes, Kate, yeah. Okay, I have a business for 19 years, but I want to do what you do. Okay, beautiful awareness. I desire to train with you to coach like you and Bob. And so not sure the one I should take. Maybe the millionaire first. Okay. So for anybody that feels the desire, the pull, the call to elevate collective consciousness through this work as well, that is your nudge from God. That's a calling, right? That's God saying that this is what God would like you to do. So it's really, really beautiful that you have that awareness, but you must act upon it. You must act upon it, right? And so what's going to be the next steps, Kathy, is going to be to remove any limited thoughts or beliefs that keep you from doing that. So anything that says that you don't know enough, you aren't enough, we want to get rid of it. If you have already taken other personal growth and development courses and you are already at a higher level of awareness, I would go straight to Modern Mentor. Modern Mentor will teach you the 8 lessons around manifestation and consciousness work that are needed in order to be a vessel of this work. And it'll teach you 8 business lessons on how to launch, how to sell, and how to be, right? We have a business clinic. We have a self-image clinic in Modern Mentor. So for anyone that is desiring to coach this work and to be compensated highly for it and have a great impact on humanity, Modern Mentor is an excellent program to be able to do that. So Kathy, for sure, Modern Mentor. I would just chat with the team though. If you've never taken a course before, you might want to do Mentor first and then move up into it. But I would chat with whoever it is that you discuss on the team and they can give you an answer of what they think would be the best. Yeah. I know I can, lots going on to have to figure out how to create with my existing life. You mentioned this before. Is there funding or borrowing? Yes, Shelley, thank you for asking. So we do have pay in full options for those that want to pay in full and pay right away. So anybody that knows that they want to do a course right now and they're ready to go, you don't have to wait. You can just do it. You don't have to talk to anybody. You can just click and enroll in the programs. We have people who make decisions right away, immediately. They put it on a credit card and they buy it and they start the course today. So you can do that. You can be in that identity if you desire to be in that identity. That's the type of woman that I am now, but I didn't always see myself that way. So what we've done is we've created options for you to support you if you are not there yet. So if you are someone that wants to go on a payment plan, we have a payment plan in-house here at Diamond Academy. My mom, Wendy, is the one that helps support all of our in-house payment plans, okay? She's incredible and amazing at what she does, and she's developed some incredible relationships with all of you. So that's our in-house payment plan. We also have another funding agency that we work with that is similar to like financing a car. So basically they will fund you for the course, and then you buy the course, pay in full, you'll get all the money, you pay in full, and then you've negotiated terms with them for whether it's 3 to 5 years to pay it back, similar to a car, right? I had to prove to this company that my courses work because they don't want to be funding a whole bunch of lemons that nobody can ever pay back. So I had to send them pages and pages and pages and pages of client testimonials in order to prove that people are winning in my programs for them to fund it. So that really gives a sense, hopefully a sense of security for you, knowing that like a funding agency has backed us to fund us because of all the results our clients are having, which is really, really special. And then there are some other creative ways of getting funding that my team can help you with. So what I will say is, if you're feeling this like pull or this nudge within you, this kind of like this energy of like, oh, I'd really like to do this. Like I would, but I don't see the way. Just have a conversation with my team. That's the most self-aware, healthy thing you could do, is to say like, you know what, I really do want to do it, but I don't know how I can. I don't see the money. I don't know that I have the time. Some of the other types of things you guys, stories we make up of why you can't do the thing that you want to do. My team can help you see where you might be avoiding, where you might be pushing away, where you might not be seeing, and also can help you to find different ways. There are other creative solutions to joining our courses and our programs. Yeah. So Shelly, lots of options. If you don't know who is connected to you on my team, can you just let me know in the chat? Just say, I'd like to speak to someone or something like that, and we'll find the person before we get off for you. Yeah. I don't want you leaving here like you can't talk to somebody. We have somebody that you can talk to, ask all your questions, share your fears with, share your greatest desires with, whatever that is, we have it. Sophia, I'm releasing my past beliefs, pulling on my RSPs and signing up for Millionaire and Modern Mentor. Oh, girl, you have no idea how much your life's about to change. I'm so excited to work with Kathleen and Diamond Academy, elevating my life and those around me, serving my purpose. Sophia, it's so powerful. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. Sophia actually was in network marketing with me many years ago. We met online in probably 2018. And so the fact that you're here ready to make this change and to elevate, you've watched me do it. How can you not believe? You know what I mean? So good. So good. So proud of you. Congrats. The other thing that I always do too on open enrollment day. So the 4 names I already named, okay, if you guys heard your names, if you've already signed up for Millionaire or Modern Mentor this week, you're going to get this. But what I always do on enrollment day is I always give a little something extra just to help you to make the decision and to honor you and where you're at and how brave and bold it was. So I am going to run a private mastermind call for those individuals that made the decision today. So we're going to get on, we're going to have a private call. You can ask me questions. I'm going to help you solidify your goal statements and your visions. That's the purpose of that call, is as you're moving through the Millionaire or Modern Mentor program, that you are super, super clear, and I'm going to help you with that. So we'll do that on a private call. So that means anybody that made the decision today, you'll meet each other on a call, which is really great because you're going to be surrounded by other individuals that are just like you who made the uncomfortable decision on open enrollment day. So you don't have to enroll today, but if you do, there's an extra benefit or reward to doing so. So what would you love? That's what I always ask. What would I love? I would love that. I would love to get that. I'm going to make a decision to do that. I remember when Bob used to throw out these incentives at us, he'd be like, the first person to sell 90 courses is going to have dinner with me. And I'm like, see you at dinner, Bob. I'd be like, see you at dinner. And then I earned it and I couldn't make the dinner. I was out of the country. I was like, well, your little incentive, it got me moving. So even though I'm not having dinner with you, I at least, it had me sell the 90 courses, didn't it? Right? So there's always so grateful. Will there be a millionaire coming up anytime soon? There's not going to be a millionaire day, Ro, but there is a CEO day. So I do have a CEO day happening October 6th in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So if you desire to come to CEO Day, it's a day with me, entire day with me. We go for dinner at the end of the day too. If you desire to come to CEO Day, October 6th in Toronto, please talk to the team. You can email us at info@diamondacademy.ca. You can text me on my Instagram account. Shauna helps me in Instagram. So send me a DM over on Instagram, okay? Shauna will be helping me over there. And you can also speak with your manifestation mentor on my team. Check your junk mail, check your text messages. There's always a way to get a hold of us. Don't let your little fears or worries get in the way, right? It's so funny because we joke that sometimes people they're scared or they're afraid of talking to my team. And then you'll say things like, well, I don't want to waste your time. Oh my gosh, do you think that it's a waste of our time to get onto a call with you and talk to you about your dreams? That is what we are here for. Like, we are here to watch you soar, to watch your dreams come true. That's what we're here for. How is Wealth from Within different from Millionaire? Wealth from Within is specifically about money, and it's 8 weeks. And it's recorded. It's not being taught live right now. It's recorded. And Millionaire is like the Lamborghini course. If I had to say, I used to say it's the Cadillac, but who wants a Cadillac? So I don't know much about cars, but I'd rather have a Lamborghini than a Cadillac. So Millionaire is 6 months. It has a full course, full workbook, live calls with me, and embodiment calls with my team. It is a whole intensive, immersive program, whereas Wealth from Within is 8 weeks and you watch it on the replays. Still a workbook and still calls and everything, but it's very different from the Millionaire program. It's not as intensive. Yeah. My sister and I are in business together. Should we do Millionaire and one do another, or should we do the same one? Jenny, we actually create combinations for people that are actually in business together. So if you own a business together with someone and you both want to take a course, we do have some combos that we can do. So Jenny, I would chat with the team about where you guys are at, what courses you've taken before, what your current investment capacity is, and which one would be best for you. Sometimes people will take Modern Mentor together. Sometimes they'll take Millionaire together, and sometimes they'll do it separate. But if you're actual business partners, I would probably say you should take the same course at the same time. Yeah. Because it'll be separate then. Like the sisters, the one that's taking Millionaire and the one that's taking Modern Mentor, they're sisters. So they're on their own kind of journeys. But business partners together, I would maybe take the same course at the same time. I would venture to say that. But talk with the team, okay? Okay, let me just answer any last question in here, and then I'm going to end the day with a song, right? Of course I am, and it's a good one. You're going to love it. Okay, anyways, let me just answer last. What is the difference between, okay, I got that one. I'm going to put the inheritance I'm receiving from my mom's passing over a month ago into Modern Mentor. Oh, so I can honor her contribution to my life because stop it. You're going to make me tear up, JJ. I don't think there's anything more beautiful that you can do with inheritance than to invest in yourself and your own growth and make your life better. Yes, that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. How to figure out our true purpose in life. God's telling you your purpose in your life every single day. You're just not listening. You're probably distracted by trying to solve a problem, trying to fix something, that you're not actually hearing it. Yeah. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. Congratulations for anybody that is going to be enrolling in our courses and our programs. If you're going to enroll today, let me know. I would love to celebrate you. And then if you want to chat with the team and get yourself involved later on this week, that is okay too, as long as you make the decision and come into these containers. And I guarantee you'll leave a completely different version of yourself. It'll be so fun and so daring and so brave and so bold. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be able to do this alongside you. If you have any questions or concerns or noticing fear come up, just chat with our team and we're here to support you in any way, shape, or form. But if you really do want to see change in your life, especially related to wealth, you've got to do things different. Your way has not been working. So what if you tried my way? And what you release in faith multiplies. What you release in faith multiplies. We're going to listen to a final song today. It's called I Made It by Tones and I. I heard it come on the other day, and it was just such a beautiful song to iterate the place that you all desire to be, that is already here, that is already existing, where you've already made it. I've had these I made it moments over the years, over and over and over again, where I'm living in the end result. I'm literally living in what was a dream. But you have to believe it before you see it. And that's how you call it in. Okay? Any last minute things that I missed, team? I don't think so. I'm sending you love. Congratulations, everybody. And let's go get wealthy together. Really, really wealthy, like generational wealth. Okay,